West Hancock is looking ahead to another good season. Bob Sanger's Eagles are playing in Class 1A this season after reaching the state 2A semis last year. West Hancock, the whole team, will be ones to watch. Eagles return a lot of veterans who remember the way last season ended, and they're using that loss in the Unidome as motivation for this year.
That's kind of inspiring us to, work a little harder and do a little better this year. Everybody's worked pretty hard in the off season and lifting weights and stuff. So.
I mean, do you feel stronger, faster than you did maybe like at this position last year?
Quite a bit. So, I mean, just the whole summer was keyed to football, training for it, lifting, running.
We're pretty proud of their attitude about how they're treating this season and so forth, and they've had goals long before the ratings ever come out. So I think that's, it's nice to be rated, but I think that's as far as it goes. I think it's only a rating, so we have to prove ourselves. We know that.
West Hancock is at Garner Hayfield this Friday night. Classes Garner Hayfield in Class 2A, West Hancock in 1A. So it doesn't mean much for the district standings, but of course, rivals, neighborhood rivals, boy, this is a big game. And joining me now, Garner Hayfield head coach Doug Winkowicz. Your second year, how is this opener different from last year? Last year, you're trying to institute all new systems, take over for an established coach. Things going a little better for this year round?
Yeah, they really are. I think things, myself and the troops are much more relaxed this year. Now we've got the first year under our belt. They're more comfortable with me and my program and the way we run things around here now under myself, and we are much more relaxed this year, yes.
Talk about this ball game and how that prepares you for tonight, because you're facing a very outstanding West Hancock. I think you can throw the Class 1A, 2A stuff out the window. This is a solid football team. How are your kids mentally going into a ball game like this?
Well, like you said, I mean, we understand the quality of team that's coming over here tonight, and we also understand that it is a non-district game, but as far as these guys are concerned, that doesn't matter. It's a big rival. They're excited to play tonight, and I think it's going to be a hard-hitting ball game.
What does your team have to do to be successful tonight?
I think basically, they're big up front. We need to get in our gaps on defense and hope they don't score a lot of points. I think if we can play well defensively, we'll be able to put the ball in the end zone a couple times, and that's what it's going to take.
Okay, Coach, best of luck to you and the Cardinals tonight.
Thank you.
Pete, of course, we'll have all kinds of highlights tonight, the return of sports overtime, lots of good stuff. What do we got, 5 games going tonight?
Well, for the past few years, West Hancock and Garner Hayfield have been district rivals in football. But after this year's redistricting, the Eagles and Cardinals aren't even in the same class. West Hancock's Class 1A's top-ranked team, Garner Hayfield, they stay put in Class 2A. Tonight, these familiar rivals get together for old time's sake over in Garner. Eagles march downfield on their first drive. Jeremy Heyer caps it off with the short touchdown run. Doug Winkowicz's Cards down 8-0. Garner Hayfield on offense, trying to go wide. Colin Schaefer on the option to Brent Schoeneman. Eagles have that bottled up big time. Bob Sanger's team will add to its lead in the second. Heyer again, this time from 2 yards out. 15-0 West Hancock. Garner fans not giving up yet, but later in the second, Eagles have a deep in Cards territory. This time it's Ben Bergman. Garner Hayfield looking impressive in their opener, 35-0 over West Hancock, looking impressive, 35-0 over Garner Hayfield. Appleton and Parkersburg with the big win. West Hancock, a big winner as well, 50-0.
Take on West Hancock. Now, it's not a long trip to Britt, but that doesn't make it any easier for the Golden Bears, because Bob Sanger's Eagles, the #1 team in Class 1A. Pick it up in the third quarter. Bishop Garrigan driving, Corey Mesher with the ball. It's a pretty nice game over on the far sideline. Then West Hancock, though, very next play. Opportunistic defense for the Eagles. They force the fumbles, and they get it back deep in Bears territory. Third quarter. As we move along in this ball game, Jeremy Heyer, the Eagles always known for their strong running. Heyer takes it outside, dives in for the touchdown. West Hancock wins this one big, 50-13 over Bishop Garrigan.
West Hancock keeps rolling, 42-6 over North Iowa. Watch this one. It's going to be tipped by the Pocahontas receiver, picked off by Nick Drake. You're not going to catch him. 25 yards for the score. West Hancock up 28-0. Then Eagles again. This time Nick May takes it, cuts inside, pushes one guy away, gets to the outside. That's it for him. 56 yards for the score. West Hancock in a rout. They're still perfect. 53-0 is that final. Hey, every year there's one game that usually gets circled on a team's schedule. Tonight, North Iowa is host to a couple of those games. In Class A, the 3rd-ranked and undefeated Northwood-Kensett Vikings are hosting the undefeated and 8th-ranked Green Rams in a District 10 battle. Then, in Class 1A, 3rd-ranked Lake Mills is at home to host top-ranked West Hancock in a District 3 battle. Both teams are 6-0. J.D. Miller's in Lake Mills with a live preview of tonight's game. J.D., it's all yours.
I tell you, this is one that fans love and coaches stay up nights dreaming about. Not to mention that these teams are both undefeated, but also one coach was the mentor of the other. Bill Burns was the coach under Bob Sanger, rather, of West Hancock. We'll talk to Sanger here first. Coach Sanger, this is going to be a tough battle. What's it like playing another undefeated team and such like Bills?
It's certainly going to be a test. You know, it's a new challenge when you play a team that's undefeated, you know, and it's less likely to give up so very easily. And, you know, they're a very good football team. They have a lot of weapons, and I tell you, to be 6-0 and be in this situation is really, that's a good deal, though, you know, and that's good for football, and it's good for North Iowa. And we're looking forward to the challenge, and it'll be a good one.
What do you think it's going to take to beat a tough Lake Mills team?
Well, I tell you, they got a lot of weapons. I just think they play the whole field pretty well. You know, they throw the ball well, they run the ball well, they play good defense. I just think they're a solid football team. I think it has to wait until we get into the game and find out how things go. But it's going to be a test for both teams, I'm sure.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Coach, one quick question for you. What's it like coaching underneath your mentor, let alone both teams 6-0?
Well, you know, I got a lot of respect for Bob. He helped me out a lot when I got out of college and went to Britain, and I learned a lot of football from this guy. So it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be fun, and you know, it's been fun the whole week, just kind of matching wits. You know, watching their film and seeing what we can do to come up and try and slow their offense down, and you know, have our offense get going. So it should be fun.
All right, well, it's going to be a battle here, Pete. We'll have all the highlights for you at 10.
All right, thanks a lot, J.D. Stay warm. First quarter, Brent Jorth to Andy Stensrud. Guess how far this goes? The big guy goes 85 yards for the touchdown. Lake Mills up early in this one. West Hancock, though, comes right back. Chad Klein to Ben Evans. Check out the catch. First, check out the scramble. Now look at Evans. Nice grab. West Hancock would set up Jeremy Heyer. Takes that one in for the touchdown. West Hancock decides to go for 2. Heyer made it work once. Heyer makes it work twice. He gets in. They're in the 4th quarter right now. West Hancock up 38-22 in this one. West Hancock scoring 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the first half. High school football scores to tell you about tonight. West Hancock finishes the year perfect 9-0. Hey, here's something for you opponents of West Hancock to be excited about. Their JV, they finished 9-0 too. Hey, I don't think anybody dominated their opponents this year like the West Hancock Eagles. West Hancock has outscored their opponents by a little over 400 points in their perfect 9-0 regular season. Tonight in the Class 1A playoffs, the top-ranked Eagles are hosting Lake Mills, team they beat 76-28 a few weeks ago. After an opening 92-yard touchdown by Jeff Sanger, West Hancock with the ball again. Sanger with the 15-yard run. That will set up Chad Klein for the quarterback sneak. 16-0, Eagles off and running. Lake Mills quickly on the board. Joe Ritzer, 4-yard sweep, 16-8, lead cut in half. Jeremy Heyer, this guy is a strong runner. 28 yards he goes. Nice dive there to pick up the extra yard. That will set up Heyer. This time he takes it in himself. 24-8. West Hancock looks like they might run away with this one again, but the Bulldogs say no way. Brent Jorth back to pass, finds Brian Baggett. Look at him outrun the defenders. Down the far sideline, 33 yards. That will set up Ritzert. Another touchdown, 24-16. Now watch this, right before the half, Sanger gets the handoff, and he's throwing it. Back to quarterback Chad Klein for the touchdown, 32-16 at the half. West Hancock pulls away in the 4th quarter to win 59-30. They advance to the Class 1A playoffs. They will play Monday night against Eldora New Providence.
They have a lot of success.
Yeah, that's what we mentioned a week ago tonight, that their JV finished 9-0. Their high school team finished 9-0, and I don't think they're ready to quit yet, the way it looks. Hey, the West Hancock Eagles football team's been living a dream season so far in '96. They're 10-0, been ranked #1 all season long, and their closest game was Wednesday's 29-point win over Lake Mills in the first round of the playoffs. Now, like always, Bob Sanger's team's been winning with a very strong ground game. In Wednesday's win, the Eagles only completed one pass, and that was by a running back. One of the differences between this West Hancock team and the previous one is the speed they've got at the skill positions.
And our whole backfield, all 4 kids were sprinters on our track team, and they qualified for the state track meet last year in the 2 sprint relays. And so that has a, that's admirable for our kids to spend that much time getting ready. And track season certainly didn't hurt them. And definitely our speed is an attribute. It's not only the kids in the backfield. Our kids up front in the line have been doing running in the off season, and boy, they can move their feet, and they've worked very hard to be there.
We came a long ways as the season went on. We worked pretty hard in practice and got everything together. We've improved a lot since the season started.
We've worked as a team really well. We take each game as a stepping notch. We try harder in each game because it's a new game. We don't know what the competition's going to be.
The Eagles take to the road Monday for the Class 1A quarterfinals against Eldora New Providence. In the Class A quarterfinals, Northwood Kensett will play at West Bend Mallet. Iowa High School football playoffs. The West Hancock Eagles weren't one of them. The Eagles beat Lake Mills 59-30 in their closest win of the season, pushing West Hancock into the quarterfinal round of the playoffs. Now, right now, the Eagles really look unbeatable. They're a disciplined team with a lot of big play potential, but they're not taking anything for granted.
We don't get overconfident. We just figure, okay, everybody's, right now it's the playoffs, and everybody's just as good as we are. It doesn't matter ratings or nothing. It's just everybody's the same now.
We're confident about ourselves, but we don't want to be too confident because we know each team is just as good as we are. And because everybody makes the playoffs, we're all equal, so we try our best each game.
I just think our kids' work ethic has been so good in regards to the things they've done in the off season to get ready, and they feel confident in the things they can do. And and I just feel with our quickness and the preparation and the time spent, I think it's hard for kids to give in when they spend a lot of time getting ready for a season like this.
The 10-0 Eagles are on the road Monday to face 9-1 Eldora New Providence. If you haven't figured it out yet, let me fill you in. The West Hancock Eagles are a really good high school football team. After rolling through a perfect regular season, the top-ranked Eagles showed no signs of slowing down last week in the opening round of the playoffs. Tonight, the Eagles go for a spot in the Final Four when they travel to Eldora New Providence. Pick up the highlights in the first quarter. Nick May, here he comes right at you. Nobody can catch him. In for the touchdown. West Hancock out to the early lead in this one. Then watch Chad Klein. Goes one way. Don't see him, do you? There he comes, right at you. Same place, into the corner of the end zone. West Hancock is off and rolling. Jeff Sanger then takes it in for the 2-point conversion. 16-0 West Hancock in the first quarter. Then it's Chad Klein again. This time, he goes around the other side, picks up 20 yards. This one was over early in the third quarter, they called it. 58-6. The Eagles are incredible with the big win over Eldora New Providence. Other scores now from Class 1A. Those football teams also trying to break a bad habit, losing in the Unidome. In fact, the Eagles have never won a game in the Dome. That was then, though. This is now. And the Eagles aren't worried so much about the Dome. It's their opponent they're focused on. When West Hancock lines up against Wapsie Valley in Saturday's semifinals, it'll be the first time they've played the team this year that could compete with them speed-wise.
Their backs they got good speed. Quarterback throws the ball well, and they got some wideouts that can run. I think they got overall speed in the line everywhere. They run pretty well. They're one of the fastest teams we've seen. So, we're going to have to get up there and run after them.
We just got to execute better, If we contain, they can't break out, use their speed.
Yeah, they got a couple of big guys up front, and their backs are pretty fast. We have to contain them on the run and stuff like that.
West Hancock and Wapsie Valley once again Saturday in the Dome. 10:30 start for that one. Wapsie comes in at 10-1. West Hancock is 11-0. Good Wapsie Valley football team and a little bit of history. The Eagles have never won a game in the Unidome, but like Coach Bob Sanger says, it's not the Dome, it's the competition. But nonetheless, the Eagles are doing what they can to get ready for indoor football.
Make sure we get used to being indoors and used to the shoes. Kids putting their new shoes on, all that kind of stuff for their dome shoes. So, but other than that, you know, we were going through the same stuff we always work with all week long in practice and just doing it indoors.
We're a little anxious for the game, you know, trying to get prepared for the dome, you know. We have the thermals on, trying to get ready for the temperature in the dome.
But it's more important to the seniors now because we realize our season could be over soon, and we want to concentrate on a lot of key things.
West Hancock going up against Wapsie Valley. There you see the record, Saturday, 10:30 at the Unidome.
Well, the Britt West Hancock football team had many battles on the field today in the semifinals of Class 1A. The first being an obvious tough 10-0 Wapsie Valley squad. The second, the stigma of failing to win on the carpet of the Unidome. The Eagles seem to not have a problem with either today. Watch Jeff Sanger around the end, and he will take this all the way for the score. That's 52 yards for Jeff Sanger. Jeremy Hayer for the two-point conversion. And you know what? Hayer had a great day on defense as well, going for the sack. They just ate up Wapsie Valley. Chad Klein, quarterback, he had a great day today. Watch this run. This is all him. For the score, it's 14-7 right here. And Wapsie Valley tried to get a little something going. 50-yard pass on a little trickery. But that's about it. West Hancock gets a nice win over Wapsie Valley, 28-7.
We started out slow, but I tell you, we came on in the second half and got some things done. You know, I tell you, I was really concerned early because we were a little flat, and you know, and we were worried about the dome fever. And I guess the second half we come out and done what we done best and got after. That's what it's all about.
This feels great. This is the best feeling ever. You know, we got to come back and do it again next week, and it'll feel even better next week.
We just got to keep doing the same stuff we've been doing, pounding the ball and playing good, solid defense, and I think we can be successful.
Mars Galen in football playoffs this weekend. Championship game, shutting down the Warriors 28-7, and also shutting down the fears of getting a win on the carpet, rather. The Eagles rose to the occasion, having both Jeremy Hayer and Jeff Sanger rush for over 100 yards. One person who definitely stepped up was quarterback Chad Klein, who accounted for 3 of the Eagles' 4 touchdowns on the day.
Oh, he's had great games all year. This is, I mean, he's a quarterback that steps up when we need him, and he stepped up big today.
I tell you what, he has good days every day. He's a good athlete, does things well. We're very proud of him.
Chad isn't going to rest on his performance yesterday. He has his eyes set on the title.
I think we're going to be up for that because, you know, we won finally in the Dome, you know, and we're going to go for 2 in a row now. It's going to be a hard challenge, but we're going to do it. Rise to the occasion.
Well, let's check out the matchups for the state championship. West Bend Mallory and Guthrie Center. That's Friday at 10:30. Britt and Lamar's Galen Friday at 1:30. AP will take on Emmitsburg or Iowa Falls. The Emmitsburg-Iowa Falls game is tomorrow at 5:30.
Second state championship game in 4 years. Tough Lamar's Galen team is all that stands in the way of a perfect season and the Class 1A state title. Now, West Hancock has wasted no time preparing for Lamar's Galen squad, who blanked North Mahaska last year for the Class A state title. Now, according to Eagles coach Bob Sanger, Galen's game plan is much like West Hancock's.
They're a team that likes to run the ball. They're a lot like we are. You know, when run the ball, they're big and physical up front. They got good backs that are quick. They got a big, strong fullback that's very physical. They do throw the ball some, but their forte is to get after people running the ball.
I think they're a real tough team. Pretty big up front. You got good quickness. They got a great running back. It's going to be a good game.
They're going to come out and they're going to try to out-physical us, so we got to be ready to play and take it to them.
West Hancock will look to pick up their second straight win in the Dome on Friday. Kickoffs at 1:30. To the field on Friday in search of their first state title since 1973. Now, the ground game's what's carried the Eagles to a perfect season this year. So today, our Eye on Sports, J.D. Miller features not the usual backs who get the scores, but the linemen who help them get to the end zone.
Players with names like Jeff Sanger, Chad Klein, and Jeremy Hayer have been racking up scores for West Hancock all year long. But if you take a closer look, a lot of those touchdowns can be attributed to a powerful offensive line.
All of our offensive success belongs to our line. They're quick, they're big, they make the holes for the backs. I mean, every yard the back earns should go to
line because they make it all happen.
They work together well, and I tell you, the quickness is something else. I tell you, this is as good offensive line as we've ever had, and the people have moved people around all year long, and so I'm very proud of those people.
It's definitely, good to know that, there's 4 other guys on the line, that are going to bust their butts to, open up the holes for Jeff and all the backs to run through.
For a lot of offensive linemen, it would bug them to see the backs getting all the press, but not the Eagle linemen.
They give us enough credit for what we do, and we know that when we bust our butts and stuff, that when they're getting their job done, that means that we did our job too.
This offensive line has played together ever since they were little, so finding a chemistry really wasn't a problem.
We've been playing for a long time. We used to get together and get in our, if we could call them pads, and play in the lot with, our neighborhood versus maybe, the neighborhood across, Main Street.
We've been playing together since we were, in grade school and stuff like that, and we know our strengths and our weaknesses.
It feels good that, like Corey and Rick beside me, we talk to each other like right before we go out in the play, and we're like, you got him, and, we can talk to each other about it and run the play really well.
Look for West Hancock to run a lot of plays well this Friday in search of the state title. In Britt, J.D. Miller, News Channel 3 Sports.
The Eagles meet defending Class A state champion Lamar's Gielan Friday at 10:30 in the 1A state title game at the Unidome in Cedar Falls.
And we have some champions in the house.
Yes, we do. Well-deserved champions, that's for sure. Hey, as we told you earlier in the newscast, the West Hancock Eagles are state football champions for the first time since 1973. It did not come easy, though. Lamar's Gielan fought the Eagles right until the end, and almost then some. Go to the Unidome in Cedar Falls. First quarter, 4th and goal from the 3. Chad Klein takes it in. 7-0 West Hancock after 1 quarter. After another turnover from Lamar's Gielan, that's Jeremy Heyer. We've been talking about this team's speed all year. That's the West Hancock fullback outrunning everybody. 60-plus yards for the score, 14-3 Eagles at the half. Move to the 4th quarter now, 14-6. Brad Sitzman takes it into the end zone. That makes it 14-12. They would go for 2. A penalty pushed them back, but the Jays capitalized anyway. We're even up at 14 with just over 9 minutes left to play. After another Gielan turnover, Brad Bergman will hit a 22-yard field goal with just about 2 minutes remaining. Gielan tries for the tying field goal. That's from 48 yards out. It doesn't go. It was close. That is the end of the game, and West Hancock is your Class 1A state champions for 1996. Congratulations to the Eagles. Your final 17-14, 13-0 the Eagles go this year. There will be a welcome home for the team tonight, 8 o'clock in Britt. So if you get a chance, get out there and welcome home the 1996 Class 1A state champions. Congratulations to the Eagles and Coach Sanger and Perkins and the rest of the guys. This is Pete Helmsley. Later in sports, we'll talk with the state champion West Hancock Eagles.
Welcome back. You heard it at the top of the show. We have some state champs, and they are back now, too, tonight.
Yes, they are. They're probably back home, hopefully kicked back, relaxing, had the big welcome home party tonight. Congratulations, and now let's take a look at how they did it. And they were dominant all year long, blowing out almost everybody they played. But today, the West Hancock Eagles proved they could win the close ones, too, when they faced Lamar's Gielan for the Class 1A state title. After a turnover, the Eagles have the ball, 4th and goal on the 3-yard line. Chad Klein takes it on the outside, cuts inside a nice block, gets into the end zone. 7-0 Eagles after 1. After another Jays turnover, fullback Jeremy Heyer. Did we mention this team has a little bit of speed? That's the fullback outrunning the secondary. 68 yards, 14-3 at the half. To the 4th quarter now, 14-6. Jacob Ryba for the Jays plows into the end zone. That makes it 14-12. They would go for 2. Penalty pushed them back. Nick DeRocher finds Andy Thiel in the corner of the end zone. We're tied at 14 with just under 10 minutes to play. Another Jays turnover. 4th and goal. Heyer gets in. No, there was a penalty. So they go to the kicking game. Ben Bergman, 22 yards. That's good. The Eagles with the lead. Jays try a 48-yard field goal with time running out. That falls short. West Hancock is your state Class 1A football champions. Congratulations to everybody involved with that program. 17-14 Eagles, 13-0 is their record. That welcome home has already happened. Don't go there at 8:30 in the morning. You'll probably be pretty lonely. Tell you what, we talked to some excited Eagles after the game.
I could feel it. It hit my foot great. It went off just, we didn't make it by very much, but I made it. It felt pretty good.
Better than anything else in the world. I'd take it over anything. It's an awesome feeling. No one's ever in our school had won in the Dome, and it's good to prove that we can do it.
Oh, it feels great. You know, it's like the greatest feeling in the world. You know, we've been dreaming about this since we were little kids coming down here to win state, and finally it happened, and it's a great feeling. It's just wonderful.
Once again, congratulations to the Eagles on a well-deserved championship.
And now your sports with Melissa Bush.
Big football game down in Cedar Falls today.
That's right. You know, next Friday it's Minnesota's turn with the Prep Bowl, but tonight was kind of the equivalent down in Iowa, and we had a local team in it. So it would seem logical that after being ranked all season long as the best in Class 1A, the West Hancock Eagles would fly away with the state championship. Well, today at the Unidome in Cedar Falls, that's exactly what they did. They went head-to-head today with last year's Class A champs from Lamar's Galen. First half, this one all Eagles. It's senior Chad Klein carrying this one in from 4 yards out. In the first, Britt goes up 7-zip. Then in the second, the Eagles go to the big Jeremy Heyer, and he produces, finding a hole and outrunning everyone for the 68-yard touchdown return. Britt goes up 14-3 at the half. But in the fourth, down 14-6, the Jays get jacked up on the 5-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion's good, and we're even at 14. But with 2 minutes to go, the Eagles get the go-ahead on Ben Bergman's 22-yard field goal, the team's first of the year. But the Jays have a last chance to tie it. 5 seconds to go. Andy Thiel from 48 yards out, and it's just short. No good. The Eagles survive to win it 17-14. They finish the season with a perfect 13-0 record, and after the game, emotions ran high.
It's the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, this is one of our goals from right at the beginning, and actually carried it out. It just feels really good.
Oh, it's the greatest thing in the world. I'm so happy for all of us, our coaches. They wanted this. We've been dreaming about this since we've been younger, both our classes and the sophomores. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Well, we've been in lots of games like this, but never in a state championship one like this, I guess. That's a nice feeling.
Congrats to the Eagles, who take home their first state title in 23 years. Great job, guys.
The wife of West Hancock head coach Bob Sanger, and she's the mother of senior Eagle Jeff Sanger. She let us put a wireless mic on her during Friday's state title game. Here's what it's like watching a game as a mother and a wife.
I think he got it back. We want a touchdown right now. We want a touchdown now. We want a touchdown. Go, Hyper. Not up and over. Go, Chad. Oh, he's in there. He's in there. And everybody's up. Come on, guys. Let's go, Red. Let's go, Red. Go, Red. Let's 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 go, Red. No! Whoa, 3rd and 1. Come on, guys. Pop it loose. Get the ball. Whatever. 2 more. Come on. 12-yard line. Go, Eagles! Come on! Here. No. Go, Hypey! Go, Hyper! Go,
And of course, as you remember, West Hancock won that game. Thank you to Linda for letting us put the mic on, and congratulations to the Eagles.